on this episode of the Paranormal Rundown.
JJ, will you do me a favor for the audience? Can you define Ethiopic? Because
Sure.
I'm sure we have a number of listeners who don't really know exactly what that means.
Yeah, happy to. So Ethiopic is a southwestern Semitic language. It was spoken in the boundaries of Ethiopia and Tigrinya, which is the neighboring country to Ethiopia. And the ancient language, it's purely Semitic, but it shares a phenomenal amount of correlation to Arabic. In fact, at Harvard, in order to study Ethiopic, you either have had to have studied it before, you've had to have extensive knowledge of Hebrew, or extensive knowledge of Arabic. And that's because Arabic actually they essentially took 60% of Ethiopic verbs, and they still use their broken plurals for verbal forms to this very day. They're very close because of all the amount of interaction that they had amongst the Silk Road, apparently. However, it is a language that eventually merged with Cushitic, and it dropped all of its gutturals. It used to have more gutturals than almost any other Semitic language. It had a soft H, a middle H, a hard H, with a h, h, h. It had three different S sounds, an S, a f, a sh, and then one other, two different T's, and then all of that normalized into one basic sound because of Cushitic. And then it's still the liturgical language of the Ethiopic Orthodox Church, and it's the language in which, before the Dead Sea Scrolls, actually preserved the vast majority of the pseudepigrapha, because to the Ethiopic Orthodox Church, they are still holy writings. And in fact, out of all of Christendom, they have the largest canon of holy writings there is.
Okay.
Didn't the Hebrews of Ethiopia, were not they from the tribe of Dan?
That is an argument that has often been made, and that is why they still claim that in the mother city of Addis Ababa, there is the Ark of the Covenant that is strictly guarded by one priest, and it has been that way forever and a day. Is that really the Ark? Who knows? But that is the claim.
Okay.
Well, one person knows.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Well, he knows one way or another, right?
You would think so.
I wonder how bad the world's got to get before he decides to actually okay, it's time to break it out.
If they have survived all the political turmoil, all the famine, and everything else that's gone wrong, I'm pretty sure it's going to take a heck of a lot more to break them.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. We're working on it.
And fun fact, I actually attended. So the language is officially called Ge'ez. That's what it is in the mother tongue.
Yeah, you've talked about Gaz, yes.
Yep. And I actually took my Ge'ez courses with the brother of the patriarch of the Ethiopic Orthodox Church.
Wow.
Wow.
And that was an adventure. The man looked like he stepped out of a GQ magazine every single day. It was hilarious.
You mean he was
a nice guy too?
He was dressed beautifully, incredible suits and
Oh,
that sort of-
absolutely. Highest fashion of the time. No expense spared. Yeah.
Huh.
That's cool, though. Did he have a lot of insight into the church? Was that...
Oh, he did. We didn't really, we would pick his brain every once in a while, but the entire class were just filled with scholars from heck. There was a a gentleman from Poland who knew more languages than I have even heard of. That was taught by Dr. Hunegard, who is, I guess, if you go by records, was the second most famous Semitic philologist in the world. And it was. And then the class was taught in the upper right corner of the Harvard Semitic Museum, and on the second floor. And in order to get to that classroom, you had to pass by irreplaceable artifacts just sitting there on display. And I would just wander through those collections every single day. I used to have them all memorized because I would just sit there and stare at all of that. I get to actually go to a class learning a language that probably less than 100 people in the U.S. even know of, all the while passing through artifacts that I would never get to see unless I was here. So
That'd be awesome.
That's cool.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
That's probably not the common fate of most boys from rural Tennessee.
No.
the only one that I know of, honestly.
Hear all the exciting details on the Paranormal Rundown, available on all podcast platforms, YouTube and Rumble.